Why are there not more people talking about the incredible wealth and influence of Europe's microstates? Nestled amidst Europe's mountains and coastlines lie microstates: Monaco, Liechtenstein, Andorra, San Marino, Luxembourg, Malta, and Vatican City. Each boasts a rich tapestry of history, culture, and economic prowess that belies their diminutive size, achieving levels of wealth and influence that often surpass those of their larger counterparts. The origins of Europe's microstates trace back to medieval feudalism. These small territories emerged as enclaves of stability, often owing their existence to strategic locations or powerful lords. San Marino claims the title of the world's oldest republic, its founding myth dating back to the 4th century CE. Legend has it that a Christian stonemason named Marinus sought refuge on Mount Titano, establishing a community that would withstand the test of time. Similarly, Andorra, nestled high in the Pyrenees Mountains, owes its existence to a charter granted in the 10th century. These ancient origins have instilled in these microstates a profound sense of history and tradition. As Europe transitioned from medieval to modern times, these microstates faced new challenges. The rise of centralized monarchies and nation-states threatened their independence, yet through diplomacy, strategic alliances, and luck, they navigated European power politics, preserving their sovereignty. Monaco, ruled by the Grimaldi family since the 13th century, exemplifies this diplomatic prowess. Through carefully negotiated treaties and a shrewd understanding of the European power balance, Monaco has maintained its independence despite being surrounded by France. The origins of Europe's microstates intertwine with ancient legends and the echoes of empires long gone. These tiny nations, seemingly insignificant on a map, often find their roots in periods of great upheaval. Consider San Marino, perched atop Mount Titano overlooking Italy. Founded in the 4th century CE by a stonemason named Marinus, fleeing religious persecution, it stands as a beacon of resilience. Similarly, Andorra, nestled high in the Pyrenees Mountains, traces its origins back to Charlemagne's crumbling empire. Its unique status as a co-principality speaks to the complex web of allegiances and power struggles of medieval Europe. Even Monaco, often perceived as a modern playground for the wealthy, can trace its roots back to the 13th century. The Grimaldi family, exiled from Genoa, seized control of the Rock of Monaco, establishing a dynasty that endures today. Feudalism played a pivotal role in the formation and survival of many microstates. As the Roman Empire crumbled, a new order emerged, characterized by decentralized authority. In this fragmented landscape, small, isolated territories found protection. The mountainous terrain of many microstates served as a natural barrier against invasion. Liechtenstein, nestled between the Swiss Alps and the Rhine River, was more valuable as a buffer state than a conquest. Its rulers skillfully navigated European politics, forging alliances and maintaining neutrality. San Marino's mountaintop location provided a natural defense, its fortifications a reminder of its resolve to remain independent. Even as feudalism gave way to centralized governments, many microstates adapted. They became adept at playing larger powers against each other, leveraging their unique status to extract concessions and guarantees of independence. The history of Europe is one of constant change, woven with threads of war, conquest, and shifting alliances. Amidst this maelstrom, the microstates faced an existential struggle to preserve their independence. Their survival hinged on their ability to adapt to the ever-changing geopolitical landscape. The strategic location of many microstates, while often a source of vulnerability, also proved to be an asset. Positioned at the crossroads of empires, they served as buffer zones, preventing direct confrontation between larger powers. Andorra, wedged between France and Spain, served as a strategic barrier, its neutrality respected by both sides. The microstate's ability to adapt is exemplified by Liechtenstein's experience during the Napoleonic Wars. Initially aligned with the Holy Roman Empire, Liechtenstein found itself on the losing side as Napoleon's armies swept across Europe. Through skillful diplomacy and a strategic shift in allegiance, Liechtenstein preserved its independence. The microstate's survival was a testament to their rulers' political acumen and their ability to exploit the shifting currents of European power. They understood that their survival depended on forging alliances, exploiting rivalries, and maintaining a delicate balance of power. Geography and diplomacy played crucial roles in the survival of Europe's microstates, but it was often the power of parchment that guaranteed their sovereignty. These documents, enshrined in treaties and charters, served as shields against aggression. Andorra's unique status as a co-principality is enshrined in the Peerage of 1278, a treaty that established shared sovereignty. Similarly, the Treaty of Vienna in 1815 recognized the independence of Liechtenstein, San Marino, and Monaco. These treaties provided a measure of security, ensuring their continued existence in a rapidly changing world. The power of these treaties lay not only in their legal weight, but also in their symbolic significance. They represented a recognition by larger powers of the microstate's right to exist. These documents serve as a reminder of the enduring power of diplomacy and the rule of law. As Europe transitioned into the modern world, its microstates adapted their economies, institutions, and identities. They embraced the principles of sovereignty and self-determination, solidifying their positions as full-fledged members of the international community. The rise of industrialization and globalization presented both challenges and opportunities. Lacking the resources of their larger neighbors, they focused on niche industries and specialized services. Liechtenstein became a hub for financial services, its banking sector attracting international capital. Tourism emerged as another key economic driver for many microstates. Their picturesque landscapes and unique cultural offerings attracted visitors from around the world. Monaco, with its glamorous casinos and world-renowned events, became synonymous with luxury and extravagance. Despite the challenges, the microstates have demonstrated remarkable resilience, adapting to changing circumstances while preserving their unique identities and traditions. In the intricate chessboard of European power politics, the microstates faced an existential challenge: how to survive amidst giants. Lacking military might or economic clout, they turned to diplomacy. Diplomacy was the cornerstone of their survival. From the outset, the microstates recognized that their existence depended on navigating European diplomacy. They cultivated a reputation for neutrality, positioning themselves as honest brokers and mediators. The microstates' diplomats became masters of persuasion, cultivating trust and goodwill with larger powers. They were skilled negotiators, leveraging their unique status to extract concessions and guarantees of independence. Diplomacy was a way of life, a constant process of engagement, negotiation, and adaptation. They understood that their survival depended on anticipating shifts in the geopolitical landscape and forging alliances of convenience. Surrounded by larger neighbors, the microstates faced the challenge of maintaining their independence without provoking those who could overrun them. They became masters of the balancing act, cultivating relationships with multiple powers. Their survival depended on playing the great powers against each other. Andorra, nestled between France and Spain, relied on its unique status as a co-principality. This arrangement served as a guarantor of Andorra's independence. Liechtenstein, nestled between Switzerland and Austria, maintained close ties with both nations. This neutrality allowed it to maintain its independence. The microstates also cultivated relationships with distant powers, seeking alliances that would bolster their security. These partnerships provided the microstates with leverage and influence that belied their size. As Europe convulsed through centuries of war and conquest, the microstates clung to their independence, their survival often hinging on their ability to avoid being drawn into the maelstrom of conflict. They embraced neutrality as a cornerstone of their foreign policy, a shield against the storms that raged around them. This policy of neutrality was a calculated strategy for survival. During World War II, the microstates remained islands of peace, their neutrality respected by both the Axis and Allied powers. The microstates, despite their size, knew survival required more than isolation or diplomacy. They sought recognition and guarantees from great powers. The Congress of Vienna in 1815 was crucial for securing their positions. Diplomats lobbied for sovereignty, using treaties as shields against aggression. Their success highlighted the power of diplomacy and international law. As the 20th century dawned, microstates faced new challenges to their independence and prosperity. They adapted to a complex world by engaging in multilateral forums and building alliances. Diversifying their economies, they invested in education, high-tech industries, and renewable energy. Europe's microstates are extraordinarily wealthy, often surpassing larger neighbors. Their favorable tax regimes attract businesses, investors, and high-net-worth individuals. Low taxes fuel economic growth, creating jobs and boosting government revenues. Critics argue they encourage tax avoidance, but proponents highlight economic benefits. Europe's microstates thrive due to favorable tax policies and strategic locations. Nestled in mountains or on coastlines, they turn geographic constraints into opportunities. Andorra benefits from its position between France and Spain, while Monaco thrives on luxury tourism and shipping. Liechtenstein leverages its proximity to Switzerland and Austria for strong trade links and economic stability. These microstates turn geographic liabilities into assets, creating economic opportunities. Banking secrecy once fueled European microstates' economies, attracting wealth with strict privacy laws. Liechtenstein and Monaco thrived, but international pressure to combat financial crimes changed everything. Microstates adapted, signing tax agreements and diversifying their economies. Recognizing the vulnerabilities of relying too heavily on a single sector, many of Europe's microstates have embarked on ambitious programs of economic diversification, seeking to reduce their dependence on traditional industries such as tourism and finance and develop new sources of growth and revenue. They have invested in education, research and development and sought to attract foreign investment in high-tech industries, renewable energy and other sectors with long-term growth potential. Liechtenstein, for example, has emerged as a hub for precision manufacturing, particularly in the fields of medical devices, automotive components and other high-value-added products. Its skilled workforce, advanced infrastructure and business-friendly environment have attracted multinational corporations seeking to establish manufacturing facilities in the heart of Europe. Luxembourg, while remaining a major financial center, has also diversified into logistics, information technology and space resources. Its strategic location at the heart of Europe, coupled with its well-developed infrastructure and skilled workforce, has made it an attractive destination for businesses seeking to establish regional headquarters and distribution centers. Even Monaco, long synonymous with luxury tourism and gambling, has sought to diversify its economy, investing in renewable energy, biotechnology, and other high-growth sectors. The microstates, by embracing diversification and specialization, are positioning themselves for long-term economic success in an increasingly competitive global economy. The price of prosperity, challenges of inequality and affordability. Europe's microstates face rising inequality and unaffordable housing due to wealth influx. Monaco and Luxembourg exemplify these challenges with soaring real estate prices. Governments are exploring policies to address inequality and affordability. External pressures and internal reforms navigating global financial regulations. The microstates, despite their independence and autonomy, operate within a global financial system increasingly characterized by interconnectedness, transparency, and regulatory scrutiny. They face constant pressure to comply with international standards on tax cooperation, anti-money laundering, and combating the financing of terrorism. Navigating these external pressures while preserving their economic competitiveness requires a delicate balancing act. The OECD's Base Erosion and Profit Shifting Initiative, aimed at preventing multinational corporations from exploiting loopholes in tax rules to artificially reduce their tax liabilities, has had a significant impact on the microstates. They have been required to implement measures to ensure that companies operating within their borders pay their fair share of taxes, even if their profits are generated elsewhere. The European Union, of which Luxembourg and Malta are members, has also played a significant role in shaping the financial regulatory landscape for the microstates. EU directives on anti-money laundering, tax transparency, and financial services have forced the microstates to adapt their regulations and practices to ensure compliance. While these external pressures have presented challenges for the microstates, they have also driven positive reforms, strengthening their financial institutions, enhancing transparency, and improving their reputations as responsible members of the global financial community. Sustainability and innovation charting a course for the future as the world grapples with the challenges of climate change, resource scarcity, and technological disruption. Europe's microstates are acutely aware of the need to chart a sustainable and innovative course for the future. They are investing in renewable energy, promoting energy efficiency, and exploring new technologies that can reduce their environmental impact and enhance their economic competitiveness. Liechtenstein, for example, has set ambitious targets for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and increasing the share of renewable energy in its energy mix. It has implemented policies to promote energy efficiency in buildings, transportation, and industry, and is investing in research and development of new renewable energy technologies. Luxembourg, with its expertise in financial services and its strategic location at the heart of Europe, is positioning itself as a hub for green finance, seeking to attract investment in sustainable projects and technologies. It has established a green exchange, a platform for listing and trading green bonds, and is developing a framework for sustainable finance. The microstates, by embracing sustainability and innovation, are demonstrating their commitment to a future where economic growth and environmental responsibility go hand in hand. They are positioning themselves as leaders in the transition to a low-carbon, resource-efficient economy and as models for other nations seeking to balance economic prosperity with environmental stewardship. Beyond economic clout, the unexpected influence of microstates. Europe's microstates wield surprising soft power, shaping perceptions and fostering international cooperation. Their stability, neutrality, and rich cultural heritage attract global respect and recognition. These microstates leverage their unique characteristics to influence global agendas and promote cooperation. Cultural envoys, shaping perceptions through heritage and tourism. Europe's microstates, despite their size, are cultural powerhouses, attracting visitors and shaping national identities. They leverage tourism to promote values, share stories, and foster international understanding. Andorra offers medieval castles, picturesque villages, and stunning natural beauty. Its co-principality status reflects its rich history and cultural crossroads. San Marino captivates with ancient fortifications, cobblestone streets, and breathtaking views. Its claim as the world's oldest republic adds to its mystique. Monaco offers glamour, luxury, and a jet-set lifestyle. Its casinos, Grand Prix and opulent architecture attract those seeking extravagance. Each microstate leverages its heritage to shape perceptions and promote its identity. Platforms for dialogue, hosting international events and organizations. Europe's microstates, with their reputations for neutrality, diplomacy and discretion, have become sought-after venues for international events, conferences and organizations. Their small size, often perceived as an advantage in fostering dialogue and building consensus, coupled with their well-developed infrastructure and commitment to international cooperation, has made them attractive hosts for a wide range of gatherings, from high-level diplomatic summits to cultural exchanges and sporting events. Monaco, in particular, has a long history of hosting prestigious international events, including the Monaco Grand Prix, one of the most glamorous races on the Formula One calendar, and the Monte Carlo Television Festival, a major event in the entertainment industry. These events attract global attention, boosting Monaco's profile and reinforcing its image as a hub for international exchange. Liechtenstein, with its central location in Europe, its political stability and its reputation for discretion, has become a popular destination for international organizations seeking a neutral and efficient venue for meetings and conferences. The country hosts several international organizations, including the European Patent Office and the World Intellectual Property Organization. The microstates' role as hosts for international events and organizations not only generates revenue and boosts their profiles, but also provides opportunities to engage in diplomatic networking, promote their values, and contribute to international cooperation on issues of global concern. Despite their small populations and limited resources, Europe's microstates have become adept at amplifying their voices in international forums, punching above their weight in global affairs. They have recognized that in a world dominated by large powers, their influence lies in their ability to build alliances, leverage their unique characteristics, and champion causes that resonate with a broader audience. The microstates have actively engaged in multilateral organizations such as the United Nations, the Council of Europe, and the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. While their individual votes might carry limited weight, they have learned to leverage their collective voice by forming coalitions with like-minded nations, particularly other small states facing similar challenges. They have become vocal advocates for small states' rights, for the principles of sovereignty, self-determination, and the peaceful resolution of disputes. They have also championed causes such as sustainable development, climate action, and the protection of cultural heritage, issues that resonate with a global audience. By actively participating in international forums, building alliances and championing causes that transcend their borders, the microstates have demonstrated that size is not an insurmountable barrier to influence in global affairs. Their experiences offer a powerful reminder that even the smallest of nations can make their voices heard and contribute to shaping a more just and sustainable world. European microstates leverage their soft power to champion causes and shape agendas on the world stage. Their neutrality and diplomacy provide opportunities to exert influence. Liechtenstein advocates for the responsibility to protect doctrine. Despite its size, it played a key role in its adoption. Monaco, led by Prince Albert, advocates for ocean conservation. The Prince Albert Foundation supports sustainable development. Monaco is a leader on environmental issues. Microstates leverage soft power to champion causes. Even small nations can address global challenges. European microstates attract businesses with low taxes, but face scrutiny over tax avoidance and money laundering. They must balance sovereignty with international standards to avoid reputational damage. The OECD and EU pressure them to enhance transparency and tax compliance. Microstates respond with a mix of defiance and adaptation. The challenge is balancing economic advantages with global responsibilities. Europe's microstates face unique vulnerabilities in the face of climate change. Their limited landmass and dependence on tourism and agriculture make them susceptible to rising sea levels and extreme weather. Innovative solutions and sustainable development are crucial for their future. Monaco, with its dense urban environment, is particularly vulnerable to sea level rise. The Principality has invested heavily in coastal defences. However, these measures may prove insufficient. Monaco is also exploring land reclamation projects. Malta faces similar challenges from rising sea levels and extreme weather. The country is highly dependent on tourism. Malta is also facing water scarcity issues. The government is investing in desalination plants and water conservation. Liechtenstein faces risks from melting glaciers and extreme weather. The country is highly dependent on hydropower. Liechtenstein is investing in renewable energy sources. The economic success of Europe's microstates has driven up property prices, making housing unaffordable for many. This affordability crunch threatens social cohesion and creates inequality. Monaco epitomizes these challenges with its high cost of living. Luxembourg also faces rising housing costs and inequality. Governments are exploring policies to increase affordable housing and promote wage growth. Beyond picturesque landscapes and economic prosperity, Europe's microstates face complex social and cultural challenges. Globalization brings economic opportunities but also rapid social change, challenging traditional values and creating tensions. Microstates must balance preserving cultural heritage with embracing globalization. The microstates of Europe face a future fraught with both opportunities and uncertainties. Their economic models, reliant on low taxes, financial services and tourism, are being challenged by global forces. Social fabrics are tested by globalization, immigration and evolving values. The question is how they will adapt and evolve to thrive in the 21st century. The global crackdown on tax havens poses a significant challenge. The OECD's BEPS initiative and the EU's push for tax transparency force re-evaluation of tax policies. The era of easy profits from shell companies and anonymous bank accounts is fading. Microstates must diversify their economies and attract investment beyond low taxes. Climate change casts a long shadow over their future. Their small size becomes a liability in the face of rising sea levels and extreme weather. Monaco faces sea level rise, while Malta grapples with water scarcity. Liechtenstein must contend with melting glaciers and changing precipitation patterns. Adapting to these challenges requires significant investments in climate resilience and sustainable development. Beyond economic and environmental challenges, microstates face social and cultural shifts. Globalization has led to greater cultural exchange and the rise of cosmopolitan values. This creates tensions between preserving traditional identities and embracing diversity. Microstates that foster inclusive societies valuing both tradition and progress will thrive. The microstates of Europe, long recognized for their financial prowess, now stand at a crossroads. The global landscape is shifting, challenging their low-tax models. To stay competitive, they must become hubs of innovation and sustainability. This requires embracing change, investing in new technologies, and fostering entrepreneurship. They can position themselves as centers of technological innovation and R&D. Their small size can foster agility and niche expertise. Liechtenstein excels in precision manufacturing, producing high-value products. Investing in R&D and attracting top talent can make them leaders in AI, biotech, and renewable energy. They can also leverage their cultural heritage for sustainable tourism. Focusing on niche markets like ecotourism and cultural heritage tourism can differentiate them. Promoting responsible tourism practices ensures long-term viability while minimizing environmental impact. They can also lead in impact investing and sustainable finance. The global economy's shift towards sustainability creates demand for investments with positive social and environmental impacts. Their expertise in managing wealth positions them well to capitalize on this trend. By developing innovative financial products and promoting ethical investment practices, they can become hubs of sustainable finance. The microstates of Europe face a perennial question. Can small nations thrive in an era of globalization and large powers? The answer is not simple. Their future hinges on adapting, leveraging strengths, and balancing globalization with sovereignty. Globalization can threaten their distinctiveness and autonomy. Microstates must navigate these complexities carefully. Their agility and quick decision-making are assets. By embracing innovation and fostering adaptability, they can turn their size into an advantage. Cultivating stability, neutrality, and diplomacy is crucial. These qualities attract investment and enhance influence. By promoting dialogue and cooperation, microstates can secure their place in the global order. The microstates of Europe, often overlooked, stand as remarkable testaments to resilience, adaptability, and sovereignty. Their stories challenge conventional notions of power, showing that size isn't the sole determinant of success. They have navigated geopolitical changes, survived wars, and emerged as beacons of prosperity and cultural vibrancy. From San Marino's ancient fortifications to Monaco's luxury casinos, each microstate offers a unique perspective on sovereignty. Their experiences show that small nations can thrive by leveraging unique characteristics and adapting to change. Europe's microstates offer valuable lessons, showing that size is no barrier to innovation, prosperity, or influence. Their strategic specialization and diplomacy highlight the power of adaptability and national identity. By focusing on niche industries, they thrive in the global marketplace. Their cultural heritage attracts tourists and fosters community. These small nations remind us that globalization and cultural diversity can coexist.